You brought up a good point the other day, and we're going to prove this.
Okay.
In a social experiment right here on the show. Barring I don't get a collect call from a jail in Oregon.
It'll make for great podcasting, though.
You were talking about how advisors talk to customers like they know about the car.
Yeah.
They talk about the part, the labor, the this, the that, and customers are just like, I want the light to go off.
Yes, that's exactly what they're saying.
Will it turn my check engine light off if you replace the blah, 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 blah. So we have an amazing crew team here, but for the most part, they don't come from the automotive industry, right? So we're going to bring Michael on, and we're going to ask him different things about a car to see if he knows. Now, he's just a normal, cool guy to hang out with. He's edited a lot of our videos in the last couple of years, so he's done the leadership training, the advisor, he is around the lingo. Also, it's funny when some of our employees take their cars in for service, they always feel like they need to come back and report to us
we hear
how
about
terrible it is. What a pain in the ass it is, and how terrible it is. And one of the dealerships that they go to that's terrible actually has our online training.
That sucks, but
they're clearly not watching.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Michael, can you come over so we can do this social experiment?
I would say that he probably has a better than average understanding of the business when we look at our normal customer base.
Yes, I would agree. Better than average.
Hello. Here I am.
So, just to recap, Christian is going to mention a part on a car, and then you're going to tell us what that part does, what purpose it serves, whatever you can imagine about the part.
Right.
Yeah, I'll give you my best guess.
And these things that I'm about to mention, I've heard personally service advisors telling customers that they need this thing without further explanation.
Yeah.
Okay?
Just like the customer would know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael.
Right.
The first part I would like you to describe is a CV boot.
What do you think a CV boot is?
A CV boot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first I kind of need to know what the CV is, but I'm going to take a guess. I want to say a CV boot is some sort of cap that goes at the end of the CV. The CV being the long, tube that's coming out of the radiator, I want to say.
Okay.
Right, and that's where the CV boot, which is this rubber cap, goes on there and stops
You gave him the answers before.
Stops the fumes from coming out.
That's 100% what it is.
Oh, yeah?
See, I didn't think you'd be good at this. Okay, what's the next one?
What?
Come on, it's a tube coming out of the radiator.
Yeah, that's
Clearly.
what it is.
What's the next one?
I can't wait to see how this answer goes.
By the way, at some point, I'd like to know what these things are.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, great.
You have to approve it first, obviously, and then we'll tell you what it is that you spend
Tell
all
you
your
this,
money
a
on.
CV boot's about $400.
Depends. I've seen some a little bit more.
Rubber is pretty expensive. It's
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know.
It's a product
So you're
of oil.
assuming the boot's made out of rubber,
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. I'm pretty confident.
not leather.
Nope. It's
Michael,
Yeah.
your next part I need you to explain to me that you need for your vehicle is a TIPM.
A TIPM?
A TIPM?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Is he thinking about Vegas and a strip club or something? What are you doing? What was that weird
I think
laugh?
he's trying to decide if I made this up or not.
Oh, is that?
It's a real part.
Okay, TIPM. Okay. This is a bolt. It's like a rubber bolt, and it screws on the end. The tip screws on the tip, the end of the of one of the bolts in the engine that's holding all the pistons together. You know, that piece that where the pistons go down. It's holding that entire compartment. I don't know what it's called. The
Cylinder wall?
yeah. It's holding that together. It's
holding the cylinder wall
bolt,
together.
The bolt itself is holding it together, and this TIPM is at the very end of it, keeping everything tight.
Once again, it's like you gave him the answer.
It is. Like, I don't know if he read that right out of an automotive journal or some sort of repair manual, but
Yeah.
it's impressive
And
how
to use it
how
in a
accurate he
sentence,
is.
they would say, "I'm sorry, but the TIPM is loose."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Heard that before. Now, the last one, I think this is probably when he's going to ace this.
By the way, I don't know what a TIPM is.
I'll explain in a little bit. We'll get all three of them together, right? So, the last thing I need you to describe for me, what is the knuckle?
Okay, what is the knuckle? The knuckle. I'm trying to think. I'm like picturing an engine in my brain. And I'm trying to think of what part could be the knuckle.
Yeah.
Or actually, it
maybe-
doesn't even have to be the engine, right?
Yeah,
It's
don't
just-
assume it's the engine.
Right, it's just the car.
He goes to the engine though regularly.
Yeah.
Like
Well, when
he's-
I think-
it's
Could
clear
be-
that Michael
Could
thinks
be
that's
part
the
of the
most
sunroof.
I think the engine is a pivotal part of the car. That's, you know,
So is the sunroof.
that's true. That's true. The knuckle. I want to say the knuckle has something.
No joke, we just missed the call.
I'm so sorry.
My rantings
Clowning around.
has caused this.
Another night in jail.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, that's rough. Anyways, back to the knuckle. The knuckle is, I want to say it has something to do with the door. Like it's like a piece of metal that's in the door that is when you open the door, you like pull on the thing. It activates the knuckle. The knuckle opens up the door and opens it up.
So it's part of the mechanism that makes the door open.
Yeah.
Once again,
Yeah.
like it's like he has a crystal ball.
Good at this. He's
Yeah,
amazingly
you go,
good at
you
this.
pull the handle, it activates the knuckle pulls the pin out of the door, unlocks it, open up the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how much is a knuckle usually?
Oh, I can answer that. They usually go for about $450, but you know, if they give you a deal, you could probably get it down to $350, $375.
Well, they're knocking $100 off. Just like they're
He's in
giving you
there.
a discounted knuckle.
Percent discount
Yeah,
land.
it's the
Do you care about the quality of the knuckle part?
I'd say so.
Or could it just be any old knuckle?
No, you want like a name brand knuckle.
Would you ever put a used knuckle in?
Probably not.
You know, a lot of people
I've
like
actually had that happen
they
before.
use used CV boots.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I think after a few years, you got to replace the knuckle. I don't think they last very long.
No, doors open and shut all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes it gets stuck, and when the knuckle gets stuck, that's another $100.
Okay, so let's start at the top.
Okay.
CV boot stands for constant velocity boot. This is actually this thing that's at the end of your axle, which plugs in to make your wheels turn. It's like this big, nasty grease-filled thing that keeps everything clean while the wheel is turning from the axle. Okay?
there's like a joint there
Right.
that holds the grease around it.
It holds grease
Yeah,
onto the
Around
axle.
it. So it has like a metal. It'll have like a metal fastener on each side,
yeah.
but it's just rubber. So if a rock hits it or anything, it starts to leak that grease out. So on Subarus, when I was a service advisor, CV boots were plentiful.
Yeah, in my day, they cracked all the time. Did you have that happen?
Yeah.
Where they just dry cracked?
But they also just get hit by a rock. Or
Yep.
But I wasn't far off. It is made out of rubber, right?
It definitely made out of rubber, and it is
And
a
it-
tip.
Yeah, but
Like it's the top of something,
yeah,
right?
and connected to the radiator.
Yeah.
Now, one that you didn't do so well with was a TIPM, which I've heard this word used a lot in the last couple of weeks. TIPM stands for Totally Integrated Power Module. Now, here's the funny thing is I don't care what TIPM stands for. What it is, it's the fuse block. Like it's where all your fuses are. So instead of saying that, we say tip them to the customer who has no idea what that means.
What does
I
it
have no
stand
idea
for
what that
again?
meant.
Yeah.
What's the acronym?
Totally integrated power module.
So you were
Okay.
close in the door.
Totally
No,
integrated.
the door is the knuckle.
Oh.
And then the knuckle is part of the front suspension, actually, where there could be rear on independent suspension too, but this is where a lot of the suspension components in the front sit,
On the knuckle?
on the knuckle.
They sit.
And it kind of connects the suspension to the wheel area.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I've seen used knuckles used.
Where exactly is the knuckle?
It's going to be it's going to be at the output positions just behind the wheels.
Right. Behind the boot.
Actually, I would say it would be above the boot.
Above the boot.
Yep. It's more to hold cradle suspension components in place.
Give Michael a hand, though. That was
pretty awesome.
That was pretty funny.
Well,
Pretty funny.
I tried my best.
You did good. I like it. Thanks so much for watching this clip of Service Driver Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.